What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Wednesday 8-game main slate starting at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We got a couple of day slates available, so if you have any questions, find us in the Discord for that one, or sign up for free, sign up for free. FantasyAlarm.com/win, promo code Let's Go gets that first month for less than $20, but it also includes a 7-day free trial, so you can get in our Discord for 7 days. You can get access to all of our premium content for free for 7 days. FantasyAlarm.com/win. James, good pitching on this slate here as we work our way through the rotation. 8 games on the slate, kind of like a sweet spot as well. Some good pricing, some interesting matchups. Could be a fun one here.
Yeah, everything looks good. Really good pitching in mostly good spots. And a lot of them in like multiple tiers. I think there's like solid pitching kind of from top to bottom. So excited to get into it.
Blake Snell, Michael King, and Hunter Brown, I think, are the three I'd be looking at above 9K. Cole Reagans against the Yankees. Obviously, we just saw Seth Lugo pitch really well, shut them down. Reagans has some strikeout upside, but Michael King in Seattle, the way he's been pitching certainly looks pretty good. We know Milwaukee outside of Milwaukee with Blake Snell's upside with strikeouts. Obviously, as long as he doesn't throw 50 pitches in the first 2 innings and get lifted randomly,
First inning wasn't that was the first inning.
First inning, rather. Yeah, as long as he doesn't throw 42 pitches in the first inning, we expect to get some longevity out of him there. But he's look at that. Well, 2 of the last 3 starts, though. High pitch counts, minimal innings pitched in those 2 between Seattle and Arizona. What are your thoughts here? Because obviously Hunter Brown has also pitched really well of late, and he's got Oakland.
My thoughts are I kind of have interest in everybody here, and that includes Cole Reagans. The Yankees have not really been good against left-handed pitching. And you're currently getting the worst version of Aaron Judge that we've seen all year long. So like he's been their one shining spot against lefties. He has not been good at all. So I really have interest in everybody. Probably Michael King as the top arm. I think Snell has as much upside as anybody, obviously, around baseball, but he's facing a pretty good Milwaukee offense that hits lefties well. Michael King gets a team that strikes out a bunch, and he has had a lot of strikeouts this year. And we saw that when he was converted into a starter last year, right? Like this was who he was at the end of last year. This is why the Padres traded for him, and they were okay letting Soto go, and he's been everything and more. So I think King is one, but I would get to all 4 pitchers 9K and up. You have to like Hunter Brown. Again, in a really good stretch. Had 1 bad start in the last 2 months. Wouldn't even like really classify it as bad, but he lost to Pittsburgh, so I guess that's bad. Still had 14 fantasy points. He has been very consistent and gets keeps the ball on the ground and gets a team that strikes out a lot. So yeah, I'm interested in everybody 9K and up. Even when you like start dipping into the next tier, I think Luis Gil looked amazing in his return. The most important thing that we saw, 89 pitches off for it. They just said, yep. And this was kind of like there was a back discomfort thing. I remember they did this a couple years ago with Nestor and his like when he was getting up there in innings, like Nestor had never gone there. And then suddenly Nestor Cortez wasn't pitching with this like phantom injury. And you're like, oh, this is just them monitoring. This is the way that they're going to monitor his minutes and manipulate that. 89 pitches and for a guy who is coming off a back injury who's never even sniffed 130 innings.
Yeah.
He's fully healthy. So Luis Gil has a ceiling. Obviously, the Royals offense is good. Pivetta, we know, has a ceiling. He was good in that White Sox start. Good enough in that White Sox start. A lot of base runners, but enough strikeouts. The Brian Wu thing is really interesting to me because the price. He has been one of the better pitchers in the American League this year when healthy. The price does not reflect the pitcher. The matchup is tough. Obviously, there's not a lot of strikeout equity here. But Brian Wu hasn't necessarily been like the biggest strikeout arm this year. Obviously, he hasn't allowed anything at home. I mean, he has been the best of the Mariners pitchers at home this year. It's a smaller sample, but 170 batting average against,
Yeah.
0.67 whip, 150 ERA. I mean, he has been incredible. I know the Padres are really good, but I'd be willing to take a shot on Wu at 8,100.
Sure. I mean, the home road splits, right, as well.
Yeah.
1.5 ERA. I mean, that's pretty impressive there. So I like that. Other guys, as we go down, I mean, the pricing drops off quick. So is there value you like?
I don't know. I'm sure people will go to Bobby Miller. I am sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't have like anything. I'd probably test my luck for a third straight night with a Twins pitcher in Zebby Matthews, but he's looked really bad in his last two starts.
Yeah.
I would say the problem using Zebby Matthews is that he struggles against righties. You know, Nato and Ward are two of the hottest hitters in that lineup. They both hit from the right side, so that is obviously a concern. The home runs have been a concern for Zebby Matthews, but like long term, you know, you look at the full season of work. The Angels are the worst offense other than the White Sox, right, against right-handed pitching. So I might take a shot on the Zebby Matthews at 58, maybe Kahanowitz, but like
a lot of ground balls, obviously.
No strikeouts.
There's
just
like
none.
Literally 0 strikeouts last time against Texas. So
2 in his last 4, twice in his last 4 games, no strikeouts.
Would you go Dean Kramer at all?
You asked me this last time. Dude, I mean, Boston's obviously slumping. Everyone. I mean, their best players are slumping. Like, you look at their season data, it doesn't obviously tell the full story.
No.
But you also look at their seasonal data, and you're like, man, doesn't feel good using pitchers against that of the right-handed variety, right?
Yeah, if you wanted to just sort of pick and choose your data, the last 2 weeks against righties, Boston is 27th in WOBA with a 25% strikeout rate, a 213 batting average, and 130 ISO. If you want to go the last 30 days, kind of middle of the pack, 15th in WOBA, 25% strikeout rate. ISO is a bit better. We know they do have some power, 172, 249 batting average for him there. So for them there against righties. So like middle of the pack, a little bit above average power. We know they strike out. So
I know. And just like, you know, the right-handed spot is gonna blow up in our face because they're too good to like be this bad, right? Like they're too good to be this bad consistently against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, agreed. But they have Devers is hurt, Costas is struggling. Like their bats against righties that should be doing damage against the righties just aren't really there right now. All right, catcher. We've been looking for value. We've been playing Cubs. Cubs are on this slate, and they got Miller. So stick with the game plan. Just pick a Cubs catcher.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Tice. Right. You could punt Tice as well. 3,000. He's been kind of a corpse. You could play Pajes. He's been great. 2,900. You want to punt him, but largely agree. Just Cubs are, dude. And we know. I mean, Bobby Miller's been
terrible, and those Cubs catchers are obviously good. So I mean, I have zero qualms if you want to go and just punt catcher again, because that brings us to first base. You have the Dodgers up at the top here. You have O'Hearn. We have Baltimore versus Pivetta. What version of Pivetta shows up? What kind of version of Pivetta shows up? For how long does the good version show up, and then the bad version? Like,
yeah,
you know,
that
so is O'Hearn there. Obviously, we don't really want to go Padres against Wu in Seattle. You know, Miranda gets Kahanowitz, however you pronounce that there.
Kahanowitz.
Yeah. But all the ground balls like have me concerned, right? Agreed. So like, yep. I don't know. Is it like Goldschmidt against Williamson in 4K? Like, where do you think you would go here?
I mean, O'Hearn is interesting. Costas is interesting if you think he ever breaks out of it. I know there's a lot of ground balls with Kahanowitz. Also, you know, there's no strikeouts, so everything's put in play. So Miranda's obviously been good against righties. Good with Goldschmidt at 4K. Love Michael Bush 3,800. Carlos Santana's fine. Sean Well at 33. He'll hit third. That's a little bit interesting. So
Okay. Anybody else? Second base we go. Spot we're looking to spend up. Mid-tier value has been the home for us most of the time at this position. Feels like it's been forever since we've paid up for a pitcher. We do have, obviously, Lance Lynn returning at Jonathan India at 45.
I'd probably play Nico Horner.
Okay.
Just full bore. He's been better, and Bobby Miller has not been. So maybe
I assumed we'd get the Dansby and probably play him at short. So
we're definitely gonna play some Dansby. Glaber gets a lefty. If you want to play that,
sure.
He's been obviously good.
Holiday versus Pivetta. Holiday got a hit tonight. I know he's been slumping a little bit, but there's certainly talent there.
Julian will lead off with the righty on the mound. Super cheap again, 2,900. Like same feeling. Brandon Drury might be a play here, John. I know we haven't said that name at all this year.
He's been hurt forever, right?
And terrible. Hurt or terrible. One of the two things. Has been a little better. And again, there has been a specific split that has hurt Zebby Matthews, and it's been right-handed bat. So they hit Brandon Drury fourth. If Brandon Drury's hitting fourth, I'm probably gonna. They're my White Sox of the Wednesday slate.
Is that good or a bad thing?
I mean, it's obviously a terrible thing, but I'm just saying that they are that team for me.
Okay.
Again,
third base again,
you can with some of these guys. You can if you want.
Yeah, I don't think I want to though.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying you can. You can play Devers. Looks a little better lately. Back-to-back multiple hit games. Can play Royce Lewis at home.
Yeah,
that's the only place he hits. You can play Bregman against Estes. Estes can't pitch on the road. So all of those are you can. Will you? I mean, it's not. It's a shallow.
I don't even know where you would go.
It's a shallow position. I think that those guys, Arenado at 38,
sure,
is fine. He hasn't been good, but he's fine. You can play Miranda here. If you think that Isaac Paredes actually hits a home run here, this would be a home run spot. If you think Paredes can make contact, this is a Paredes spot. But I don't know if he can. That's the problem. But there's not a lot else. If the Dodgers probably use Kike Hernandez, Kike or Chris Taylor, you punt with one of those players. It's obviously not fun, but it's a breathing body that has shown a pulse against lefties.
Honestly, I might just do Bregman or Chapman here. So
yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think Bregman is a very good play because Estes has not been able to pitch on the road. Yeah. You can always be contrarian and play Joey Ortiz. He's hit lefties extremely well, and Snell's obviously been bad in 2 of 3, but that's obviously inherent risk because you're going against Blake Snell.
Agreed. Shortstops got Witt, Gunnar, Ellie. Ellie walked, stole second, stole third in the first inning today, so we know that's always in his bag. It's got a returning Lance Lynn at $6,200. Feels like this is a potential ceiling matchup for him here.
Yeah, love Ellie De La Cruz here. Obviously the best part of the split. It's actually been really good on the road this year, which is interesting. Just has the highest ceiling ever because he just hits home runs and steals every base. I love, Gunnar looks really good at the plate last few days. I think Gunnar is really interesting. And
he had first and second tonight and struck out to Cutter Crawford.
Well, yeah, that's tough. And yeah, I mean, Sedmol. Oh no, that was the next inning. Sedmol also got out, and then they walked Santander. Yeah. I am very interested in Zach Nato. I'm telling you. Listen,
we've already talked about this. His season is insane.
He is having a very, very. No one's going to talk about this season, but he's going to play 160 games.
Yeah.
He's going to have 70 extra base hits, and he's going to go 25-35.
I was gonna say next year he's gonna go like 30 and 40, and everybody's like, "Where did this come from?" And then they look at their game log. He's like, "Wait a minute,
He
he
did
had
this last
25
year.
and 30 last year? Like what? Where? What?"
Yeah. It's a really interesting spot because obviously the numbers don't reflect when we're recording now. He's at 70 RBIs. He hit a
Yeah.
3-run home run on the Tuesday slate. So yeah, I mean he's gonna be 70. I mean he's just
Shortstop's gonna be loaded for seasonal luck next year.
yeah. Yes. If you miss out on the top guys, the next tier.
You're gonna get Zach Nato at a bargain. I think
Well,
that people are gonna be
yeah.
spending all of their money at the top guys, and then when it comes to Nato, no one's gonna bid him up because he's on the Angels.
Yes.
And their offense, great. They have Mike Trout for 40 games. That's great. Like they'll have that,
40 games,
but like
40 games.
that's about it. So, Volpe has been kind of
No, say it. He's just been
Mason
bad.
Wynn
It's okay.
against Williamson at 39.
Yeah, it sounds like a winning play.
Hey, Dansby Swanson, 3,800. We also like that one. Edmund versus lefty at 37. We like that one.
Did you see where they hit him on the Wednesday slate?
No. Lead off?
Fourth?
Why?
Well, Teoscar's hurt.
Yes.
And that's where they are.
All right. Well, he's not a 4 hitter. You could have just put him lead off and had everybody move down one, but whatever.
Yeah. They could have done that. They didn't.
Could have. They didn't. They could have. They didn't.
They could have, but they did not. Yeah.
Rafaela Rojas, all fine.
Brooksley, fine.
Yeah.
Farmer homered again because now Kyle Farmer power surge for Kyle Farmer.
Second homer or one homer?
One, but he has 3 in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like another one, as in he's just in the midst of a power surge randomly.
All right, outfield
Outfield we go.
A lot of lefty spots up here, and then you got Judge and Betts and righty-lefty matchups.
Yeah, Betts spot obviously prevails there, but
Jordan versus Estes feels pretty good.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really popular stack. Estes on the road with a healthy top of the Houston lineup with him and Tucker. Yeah, and Tucker's only 5,300. I mean, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see.
I wish they had more lefties in their lineup, like in the infield, because it's like you're kind of handicapping yourself here because you're just like, oh, I want to play Tucker. I want to play. Wait,
that's it.
Like here, let me ask you this, John. Why doesn't Jordan have first base eligibility? Huh? I know he plays the outfield. I'm just gonna keep this bit going because it's.
Why don't you tweet at DraftKings and find out? Like I used to do with Pascal Siakam having a small forward eligibility.
Sure, you did. You hated Pascal Siakam having that eligibility.
Didn't make any sense. Merrill and Woo Mullins. I mean, at this point, you have to play Sedmel at 45, right?
He's been great, and by great, I mean he has been like Sedmel of 2 years ago.
Double donged on the Tuesday slate. So
Sedmel was ended up being like a 3rd round draft pick the year after, or 2nd round draft pick the year after that monster season. And he looks like that player. Also, just circling back real quick, I don't want to just go past the Cubs guys. Sure. Bellinger, Suzuki, Happ are all right there. That feels really good against.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked a lot of Cubs. Catcher, first base,
a lot of Cubs.
Second base.
Got to keep talking about it. We haven't even got to Pico Armstrong either. We haven't even got to Armstrong yet.
Oh, not even gotten to PCA yet. Yeah, the best one. I mean, Cincinnati's not in Cincinnati, but obviously any of their guys against Lynn, I'm fine going with.
Agreed. Dude, Taylor Ward, 4,300. He's zooming right past him. He's been amazing. Dude, he has been so good. So good.
Mini sack of him and Nato.
100%.
Nico Cavadas.
And Nico Cavadas. I mean, Mickey Moniak is going to be free as well. You just play those 3, and it's like all the.
Let's see. PCA is 36.
Getting expensive there.
Pajes versus lefty.
Pajes against lefty. He hit 5th behind Tommy Edman. I think Will Smith was out of the lineup, which was what it was, because
Yeah.
but still, so Edmonds 5th and Pages was 6th if Will Smith plays, right? So, Jordan Walker 3,300. Jordan Walker has had big games and then zeros. It's a really big tournament. Like you're just playing him in tournaments. I'd rather play Moniak at 33,
Sure.
or 32 rather. But yeah, Jordan Walker has a ceiling.
Anything else down here for value?
We'll see when lineups come out.
Okay. Pitcher then. Back up.
Pitcher then.
What do you think? King?
Yeah, I do.
King and who?
King and another spend up. I don't know. Hunter Brown.
Okay.
We'll figure out.
Spending down a catcher, obviously, to whatever Cubs catcher we think it'll be. Who caught tonight? Do we know?
They did not play.
Okay. Well, we'll go back in court for now then.
Oh no, they I take it back. Obviously they're playing the Dodgers. I think it was Amaya.
We'll go back in court then.
What a crazy world we live in.
First base?
Do we like any spend downs? Second base. Let's work backwards here.
Okay.
Julien's 29.
I'm good with Julian. That's fine.
Probably be the.
And then shortstop, we liked Ellie or Gunner.
Yeah, Ellie's good.
Okay. Third base, I think we spent down because we hated this position.
Hated it.
We did like a Kike or or Taylor, whoever it was, right? Didn't we just take one of those two?
Yeah, we can just play whoever. It doesn't matter. Plug them.
Outfield, we had value in the outfield we liked. You mentioned
Armstrong or Moniak.
Yeah, PCA for sure. And I mean, I'm fine doing both, honestly.
Yeah.
And that gives us $5K for first base and an outfielder.
Jordan.
What?
Could we get Jordan?
Jordan, sure. 41. Go Miranda. Miranda and Julian will play, or Bush.
Michael Bush. Yeah.
Alrighty. $300 left over. King, Brown, Betancourt, Bush, Julian, Hernandez, Ellie De La Cruz, Pico Armstrong, Mickey Moniak, and Jordan Alvarez. $300 left over. Sample lineup for everybody. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll break it all down for you. Henry Wilson will be on the playbook, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, we'll see you later.